Brunei, officially known as Brunei Darussalam, is a small oil-rich country located on the north coast of the island of Borneo in Southeast Asia, led by Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah, who served as both the head of state and head of government. It is bordered by the South China Sea and completely surrounded by the Malaysian state of Sarawak. Despite its small size, Brunei is one of the wealthiest nations in the region due to its extensive petroleum and natural gas reserve. The population is relatively small, about 450,000 people, and the country enjoys a high standard of living with free healthcare, education, and no personal income tax. Fun fact about the royalty of Brunei is it is ruled by Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah, one of the world's longest reigning and wealthiest monarch, and his palace, Istana Nurul Iman, is the largest residential palace in the world with over 1,700 rooms. The nature fact about Brunei is incredibly green. About 75% of the country is covered in rainforest, and it also has an unique law system which is dual legal system. Join us to discover more about Brunei.
Thank you for the introduction. Now we move on to the politics of Brunei Darussalam. Brunei is an absolute monarchy, which means that the Sultan holds the power completely over the country. The current Sultan, Hassan al-Bolkiah, has been ruling since 1967. He is both the head of state and the head of government, as he oversees the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of government. Brunei has a written constitution that was introduced in 1959. While it outlines a structure for government, it gives most power to the Sultan. There is a legislative council, but it is mostly advisory. Its members are not elected by the people, but they are appointed by the Sultan. Political parties are allowed, but they are very limited in what they can do. There are no national elections, and the people do not vote for their leaders. The only existing political party, the National Solidary Party, is currently inactive. Brunei uses a dual legal system. This means it follows both civil law and Islamic Sharia law. In recent years, the government has introduced the Sharia Penal Code, which includes strict Islamic laws that apply to the Muslims in the country. These laws has gained international attention and criticism. Even though the political party is not democratic, Brunei is considered stable. The country has very low levels of corruption, and the government provides generous benefit to its citizens, such as free education, healthcare, and housing. These services are funded mainly through the country's oil and gas income. In terms of international relations, Brunei follows a neutral policy and is an active member of ASEAN. To conclude, Brunei's political system is centered around the Sultan with no election or real political opposition. However, the country remains peaceful, well-governed, and economically strong due to its oil wealth. Thank you. Let's move on to the economy.
Thank you, Dayo, for such an amazing information. And now we are moving on to Brunei Darussalam economy status. As we all know, Brunei has a mixed economy combining private enterprise with strong government control. As a member of APEC, ASEAN, and the Trans-Pacific Partnership, it is well connected to global markets. And also, led by Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah, the country is politically stable, supporting steady economic growth. In the year 2024, Brunei's economy grew by 4.2%, driven by strong rebounds in non-oil sectors like finance, constructions, and even transportation. However, oil and gas output fell by 5.2% in the last quarter due to global market challenges. And as for the year 2025, GDP is expected to grow by 2.4%, helped by new offshore oil production and continued strength in non-oil industries. Inflation should also stay low at around 0.5%. And major projects like the Muara Port expansion and the Hengi Petrochemical Complex are set to boost trade, create jobs, and support economic diversification. Overall, Brunei is on a solid path of growth with stable leadership, ongoing infrastructure development, and a clear move beyond oil independence.
Thank you, Sheila, for the explanation. For now, we will go for the social aspect. Brunei Darussalam is guided by the philosophy of Melayu Islam Beraja, Malay Islamic monarchy, which blends Malay culture, Islamic faith, and monarchy. The people value respect for elders, modesty, especially in clothes, and classic tradition. They also celebrate few events such as Royal Brunei First Day, National Day, which is on 23rd February, and Hari Raya Idul Fitri. Islamic is the official religion where 75% of the citizens are Muslims and Sharia law is enforced for them. For example, modesty in clothes and alcohol ban. Other religions exist but only with limited public expression. Education is free, includes both academic and religious learning. English is widely used, especially in higher education. They also have universities such as University Brunei Darussalam, UBD, and University Islam Sultan Sharif Ali, UNISA. This country has a small population of around 450,000, mostly Malays, with a young and urbanized population. In the aspects of technology, the usage is high where most people have smartphones and use social media like TikTok, Instagram, and many more. Their main retail service providers are DST, their oldest and largest providers. They also have Progressive and Imagine. However, every country has its own dark side, including Brunei that face issues like over-dependence on oil and gas sector, limited freedom of speech, especially the critics on Sultan and government, and finally, environmental concerns, even though they are promoting ecotourism and green policies. For the conclusion, Brunei Darussalam remains a unique and culturally rich nation, balanced with modern development. Understanding its social structures helps us appreciate its values and the changes it's navigating today.
Appreciate the detailed insight, Hasrin. Now, let's explore the history of Brunei Darussalam, a small nation with a mighty legacy. Brunei's story begins in the 7th century when it was influenced by the powerful empires such as Sriwijaya and Little Majapahit. These early connections helped shape its trade and cultural landscape. By the 14th century, Islam had reached Brunei and the foundations of Islamic kingdom were established. The 15th and 16th centuries marked Brunei's golden age. Under the rule of Sultan Bolkiah, the empire extended its influence across the coastal Borneo, the Sulu archipelago, and parts of Philippines. Brunei became a major center for trade, diplomacy, and Islamic governance in the Southeast Asia. However, in the 17th century brought decline. Internal struggles and the arrival of European colonial powers weakened the kingdom. By 1888, Brunei had become a British protectorate, losing much of its territory and political power. After World War II, Brunei gradually moved towards self-governance. In 1959, it gained internal self-rule. Then on January 1st, 1984, Brunei officially gained full independence from Britain, with Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah continuing as the head of state. Today, Brunei is a wealthy and peaceful nation. Its economy is driven by oil and gas, and it maintains a unique system known as a Malay Islamic monarchy. It blends modern development with the Islamic values and royal tradition. From ancient empires to a modern leadership, Brunei Darussalam stands a proud symbol of faith, resilience, and national identity in the Southeast Asia.
Thank you for all the team members for the amazing information. So, in conclusion, Brunei history is shaped by its past as a powerful sultanate with a regional influence, later becoming a British protectorate before gaining full independence in 1984. That's all from us. Thank you.